So abortion should be allowed then, by your definition, for any reason, for any purpose, at any stage, right?
I trust people to make decisions about their body, and then when relevant, I think that they need to consult their medical practitioners.
Okay.
And not
if it is,
Congress.
listen, let me just ask you this question. If it is not lawful and morally acceptable to take the life of a 10-year-old child, I assume you agree with that, right? That would be wrong, correct?
I believe that.
Okay.
That is
And
wrong.
a 2-year-old child, same thing. That would be murder. We would all agree that's wrong. Then what is the principal distinction between the human being that is 2 years old, or 9 months old, or 1 week old, or an hour old, than one that is 8 inches further up the birth canal in the utero? What's the difference? Why is it okay in the latter case and not the former cases?
I trust people to determine what to do with their own bodies.
Wow.
Full stop.
Joining me now, the Congressman from Louisiana, Mike Johnson, who destroyed that young lady, deservedly so, in front of that hearing. Congressman, that pause at the end from her was so incredibly telling as you walked her into just having to admit she's fine with killing unborn babies. I mean, that's where they're at now. They're fairly open about it now. They believe an unborn child, even one that's getting ready to pop on out, can be killed and should be killed.
That's where they are. And this moment gives us all an opportunity to point out the utter moral bankruptcy of the left's position on abortion. You know, for a while, the debate has sort of been dormant, Jesse, because, you know, we've been struggling over defending the sanctity of human life my whole career. Many of us have been in this battle a long time, but now the Dobbs opinion sort of tees this up for a really thoughtful public conversation. And what's ironic about this, Jesse, and you pointed it out, is that the House Judiciary Committee, which has jurisdiction over our federal court system, by the way, the brazen attempt by the Democrats to use a hearing of the House Judiciary Committee to try to pressure the conservative justices to change their mind on the opinion before it comes out, it just backfired on them pretty fantastically, and we were grateful to have those moments.
It did, and I'll tell you, I hate to be too sunny and too optimistic, but the insanity and depravity of these people is, I think, our finest weapon at this point in time. Now, obviously, that was a great line of questioning, and I applaud you for it, but it was really the insanity of that person that won the day for us. People look at that who aren't near as pro-life as I am or pro-life as you are. They look at that, and no matter which way you slice it, that person looks like a monster, and you look like a reasonable person. This is a culture win for us, these kinds of things.
Well, it is. And as John Adams said, facts are stubborn things. We have the opportunity to point out the facts, and we don't have to do it in a way that is overly offensive or, we're not trying to beat anyone over the head with these facts. We just lay them out plainly, and people can draw their own objective conclusions from that. And they have nowhere to run, Jesse. That's the point. There is no way to defend that position. We have advancements in medical technology. We have a lot more insight now than they had in 1973 when Roe became the law of the land. Everyone can look at an ultrasound and see this is plainly and clearly a human being. And so they are left then to try to defend destroying that life. And as much as they try to hide from it and run from it, we'll have more and more opportunities, I believe, to point this out and let people see this for themselves.